The heavy wooden door was slightly ajar, allowing the light from the lantern to spill into the hallway, illuminating the figures within. Their shadows reached high on the stone walls, making them appear ominous and imposing.
The coin covered the first infantry, the maps the second. If you require further aid, you know my price.
A crisp, deep voice announced from within the room. I froze where I stood on the precipice of the threshold. I knew that voice. That voice always sent a shiver of fear racing down my spine.
You're asking too much,
the other man hissed. My husband. I inhaled a sharp breath and stepped closer, peering into the room. My husband had his back to me so I could see his broad shoulders heaving with the effort to contain his emotions. His long copper hair hung in waves down his back, swaying as he shook his head in anger. A pair of striking blue eyes met and locked with mine over his shoulder.
That is my price,
he said coolly, without releasing me from his gaze. Tattoos snaked up his throat, disappearing into his shoulder-length, snow-colored hair. His face was a work of fine artistry, with his chiseled jaw and light stubble, a straight, symmetrical nose, and eyes so captivating you could lose yourself in their blue depths. When I looked into those eyes, however, I saw the blackened soul beneath, the promise of cruelty and suffering. My husband curled his hands into fists at his side as he weighed his options. After a long pause, my husband exhaled a shaky breath and replied,
As you say.
His shoulders slumped with his words, defeat evident in his tone. Those blue eyes remained locked on me as they sparkled with victory, and a small smirk tipped up the corner of his mouth. Shadows began to swirl in the space between the men, and then, just like a whisper in the wind, he was gone, disappearing in the darkness. Dread settled into my stomach, and the air in the room seemed suddenly stifling. I rushed forward, grabbing my husband's arm and turning him to face me. His emerald green eyes widened in surprise and then narrowed in suspicion.
Eavesdropping on your king, are you, wife?
He bit out in annoyance. He scratched at his short beard, the same rich color as his hair, as he looked down at me. It was one of his tells, something he did often when trying to conceal his agitation. There was something else there, too, a weariness that crinkled the corner of his eyes and dipped his copper eyebrows. His head dropped, and my feeling of dread only intensified as it spread throughout my body. Atticus, what have you done? I said in a strained whisper.
What I had to,
he replied, turning away from me, no longer willing to meet my gaze.